everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised. Retrostatic Radio presents Killing 15 Minutes.
Hello and welcome to Killing 15 Minutes, where you get your true crime fix in 15 minutes or less, or your podcast is free. I'm your writer, Sam Rossi, and shortly I'll be handing over a rough draft of a script to my brother, AJ, who hasn't read it, who's most likely has no idea what we're talking about. This should be fun. Good luck, bro.
Thanks, Sam. Sam was asked what was true crime. Why does this feel like something that you should be reading and not me?
Because you read my thoughts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So Sam was asked what was true crime. And this got her thinking, what is true crime? If this starts with the Oxford Dictionary, I'm gonna smack you, because that is the most pedestrian thing you could ever fucking... Oxford Dictionary defines true crime! The Oxford Dictionary defines true crime as a genre of book, film, Sorry, I had to make a joke. Oxford Dictionary defines true crime as a genre of book, films, etc. that examines or tells the story of a real crime. Sam did a Google search about true crime. Never do that. Oh, wiki was an option. And gave the beginnings of the cultural phenomenon that has become true crime. Many people know about aspects of JonBenet Ramsey, O.J. Simpson, and that fun-ass trial, or the Pamela Smart murder. Who's Pamela Smart?
Black Dahlia.
Oh, the Black Dahlia. Why didn't you say the Black Dahlia murders?
Because she has a real name.
She does, but not when we're talking about cultural understanding of true crime. Ha-ha!
I'll give you that.
Many people know about... People know murderers like John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, the Unabomber. It's not just Unabomber, it's the Unabomber.
You're right.
You wrote the damn thing we're doing on him.
You're right. I wrote the a lot.
And Jeffrey Dahmer. Hell, Ezra named Dahmer when asked about serial killers. Funny story, he found our copy of Peter Vronsky's American Serial Killers, The Deadliest Years, 1950 to 2000, and said he wanted to read Dude's 10 and already knows Dahmer. Anyways, one of the oldest literatures on true crimes was Ming Dynasty era. Zhang Yiyu's The Book of Swindles, circa 1617, a collection of cases of fraud. As the printing machine became more widespread from 1550 to 1700s, British literature also raised hundreds of pamphlets, broadsides, chapbooks, and other street literature, which became more and more about murder and other crimes. Some used them to preach morality, while others sensationalized. Artisan classes and above purchased most, as the lower class couldn't afford or had time to read them. Ballads were created from the criminal points of view to help understand their mindsets. Pamphlets were in circulation in the 19th century in both the UK and the US, even with widespread criminal journalism via the penny press. Penny presses were tabloid-style, mass-produced newspapers. A narrative of the life, adventures, travels, and sufferings of Henry Tufts, published by Henry Tufts in 1807, is likely the first extensive bio of an American criminal. If it was published by Henry Tufts, wouldn't that make it an autobiography? And you just didn't think of it?
You're right.
In 1889, Scottish lawyer William Ruffed wrote and published essays for 6 decades about notable British murder trials he attended. Many regard Ruffed as the dean of modern true crime genre. True True Detective was officially the first true crime magazine published in 1924. You left out the word magazine there. You just wrote True Detective.
You're right.
I know. However, we're in publishing and printing and all that, so I can do this, and I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot to talk about, considering you don't bring up pulp magazines at all.
No, I do not.
Sam asked on July 28th, 2024, what does true crime mean to you? I'm assuming to our followers on Facebook.
Correct.
Carla, yes, that Carla I've said fuck you to several times on this podcast now. I think it was just once.
You did it once.
It was funny then, though.
Yeah, not so much now.
I know, let's just cut this bit. Carla, who we've brought up before, said true crime is a way of telling someone's story, usually murders, and bringing new thoughts to cases. Jennifer O. said that we're all unhinged, laughing. Crying face, crying face, crying face. Megan, our wonderful Mega Megs, answered, we're all armchair detectives. I think of it as case studies. Whether or not it's solved or unsolved, it can help people who have occupations dealing with it in helping give awareness to protect people every day. AJ, is this me?
That is you.
You quoted me?
I quoted you.
Oh, they're going to have a lot more quotes after this. AJ, that's me, came up with, well, I mean, outside of the obvious answer, to me, it means not forgetting the past. While there are true crimes of the present, it is so easy to let the now overshadow the crimes and victims of the past. Notorious Escapades replied, you can learn a lot. Psychology, people's stories. Ouch, was that a ghost? Came up with, are we just doing, this is our Rogues Gallery, this is the who's who of the...
No, these are really...
The Killing 15 lore at this point. Ouch, was that a ghost? Came up with cases that actually happened that seem so out of control that could not have possibly happened. Actions that are so warped that people without those minds are so intrigued trying to figure out how these sickos think, while also keeping the victims' memories alive and serving as cautionary tales, if preventable, allowing us to find warning signs after the fact. Each person, and that's the end of the quotes, each person gets something from true crime. We cover older cases, many forgotten victims, but mostly we focus on the how and the why. We try to give the names of the victims and remind people that they were people and had names, especially those victims whose murderers were never caught. You don't have a 4, so that's all that we got there.
That's it.
And honestly, that is true. While we try and be a little bit more lighthearted than most everyone we talk to, which that is no negative towards Notorious Escapades or as ouch, was that a ghost? Because it is very important that Anyways, first, before I get into being schmaltzy, you forgot the actual full history of this, okay? Yes, True Detective magazine came out, or technically it was a booklet or whatever you want to call it, came out in 1924. However, true crime also then evolved into the pulp magazine things, with things like The Shadow and everything like that, which then evolved into things like Batman, who was actually a pulp hero, not a superhero. A superhero, which would not happen until 1940 with Superman. But then, we also see a phenomenal thing where true crime media, if we're just talking about true crime media, would continue to be ever present. Dragnet, a very famous radio show, while technically not true crime, all crimes in it were reported, were actual reports that were actually submitted, and then they got turned into the story of the thing. Like what we did with the werewolf on Retrostatic Radio. Currently in hiatus until infinite hiatus for right now, but the werewolf was a big one, as well as the other ones of those we did.
Who's calling? What was the one with the... What was...
I think you're thinking about Sorry Wrong Number.
That's it.
Which was not a Dragnet thing. It was a very phenomenal retrostatic radio, but that was based off a radio play.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking I was the Dragnet one. But...
No, I know. That was an issue with RSR, is we jumped around a lot that we did too much variety, I think. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that we've always, as a society, skirted true crime, whether it be directly true crime. Like, we're just talking about those really stupid-ass movies by, I can't remember the director's name, but we've brought him up before. Like the murder of Sharon Tate and whatever the heck the one with Nicole Simpson Brown was. Brown Simpson, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're allowed to lose your murderer's name. He's dead now. I'm going to say it. Who's going to sue me? Because guess what? Everyone else needs his fucking money.
This is true.
The Haunting of Sharon Tate.
Okay.
Daniel Farron's.
Okay.
They're shit movies.
Right.
Okay? They could actually be not horrible if they weren't based specifically off of a true crime. Where, like I think I was telling you outside, it's for the Haunting of Sharon Tate. Hilary Duff as Sharon Tate looks great. Sounds kind of weird, but I think that's kind of the accent that Sharon Tate had. But the fact that it leans so much into none of this happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
In fact, for Farron's the murder of Nicole Simpson, Brown Simpson, whatever, there's literally the last 15 minutes is literally just gore porn, because it is actually trying to
recreate the murder scene.
So far as that I know, but it also goes over the top with it.
Okay.
Because, she's in the house running around and everything like that. Which, if I remember rightly, she never did. It was all almost on the patio in that one room, right?
I think so, yes.
Or not patio, but...
I think it was the outside.
I don't know. We watched the... We listened to that phenomenal If We Did It, Here's How. Or How I Did It, Confessions of a Murderer. Depending on who owned the rights at the time. And... we I think everyone had correct quotes on that. You know, what is true crime? Literally, as a genre, as a thing, this is a crime that happened that was true. Now, it's actually why instead of us just moving away from famous murders, we've also done lesser crimes.
Yep.
Because true crime is not just about serial killers, as much as we fascinate about them more. For things like what Mindhunters says or even what I think it was Ouch, That Was a Ghost, right? Who turned around and said, we like seeing the minds of the people. It was Ouch, was where, because, and it's something I always bring up too, the that air quote neuro train.
Yep.
Where you can follow a logic, even if it's on the serial killer track sometimes. Why did you murder your sister? Well, why'd you murder your daughter? Well, because she was going to blab to my husband that I was cheating on this person, and so I needed to kill her. Okay, that's fucking insane, but there is a linear path to it.
Yes.
You know, why did O.J. Simpson kill Nicole? Well, he was a possessive bastard. Allegedly. You know, and he was losing his fucking mind, because probably CTE to high hell.
Yeah, they didn't do an autopsy.
I know.
Bullshit.
But, you know, it turns into that's terrible, that's horrible, and everything like that. But it's also why fiction media gets made. Like when we're talking about Martha Moxley.
Yep.
And the one dude wrote there was the Murder in Greenwich. Or whoever who wrote the fictional book.
Yeah, it's based on
it.
Yes.
And it's even why we fake true crime. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, while you could say, oh, well, you know, Leatherface skin suit was an idea of Ed Gein, it was ultimately a fictitious story.
Yes.
It was not based on anything. It wasn't even really inspired by. It was but at the very beginning of the very first movie and every subsequent movie, based on the true events, because it adds a sense of realism to us when it comes to scary.
Yeah, never go to see one of those movies in the brand new movie theater where the speakers are still good, or still
Oh,
brand
the chainsaw
new,
is phenomenal.
and it rocks. It literally rocks your seat.
Is this a bonus episode more than anything?
No, it was.
Yes. This is what our regular episodes are when we talk about specific things. This would be a bonus episode. This is a very good bonus episode, though.
Okay.
But anyways, so like they sum it up very well. You know, this is what true crime is. Now, what does that mean? Like, there's a billion different people who do it a billion different ways. A lot of people do it very similarly when they're talking about the cases.
Yes.
And it's one of the reasons why we try and do what we do. Partially because I like being funnier more than informative. Because for me, I've listened to a lot of different people, because you have people who just talk like this and will do just this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And that takes away a lot of the humanity of it. But then you have other people who will go into great details, and it's fucking disgusting listening to them.
But you gotta finish it.
But you got to, because you want to know. But for me, that's too much detail. Because to me, and this is just me, I know that we have a lot of people, we have friends, or at least acquaintances, who do their own podcast that go into great detail.
Murder Coaster happens to be one. I already told them they go into great details that I have to stop halfway through and then come back to them.
But you know what? That works for them, because guess what? They work very well as a murder coaster, almost, where it is this, there's a high and then there's a, once you hit that sinking low, you can actually pause and be like, that's enough of that for right now. But for me, and this goes into my own psychology, for me, we're only doing these for 15 minutes. Not this one, but most of them. You know, bonus episodes are non-canon, okay, to our timeline. Okay? But, wow, I've done lore and canon.
I know.
Next, I'll start talking about my fursona. Anyways, so how I always view it is true crime to me is you do want to learn something. But I like it, but for me, the learning aspect, I listen to Casual Criminalist all the time. I love hearing him talk about ones we've done, because you get to see what a air quote professional, you know,
yeah,
someone who's doing the info dump while still adding a little. Theirs is, here's a lot of information, here's a little bit of commentary. But for me personally, the fact, and this is something that I love about your scripts especially. I know this has turned completely into just me sucking our dick. But you aren't a professional.
Nope.
Okay, I've been doing, you know, the comic archivist, I've been doing other research stuff for fucking 15 years now.
Yep.
And so when I read it, like an episode that no one got to hear, Debunking 15 Minutes, was actually supposed to go up, and a lot of people might go, hey, wasn't that supposed to go up with Mything? Yes. Hey, didn't you write Mything? Yes, but I try and wrote it as Sam would. Because Debunking was originally written as Blacked Out Words, which was me being a talking head, essentially. Okay, whereas what we're doing is I want it to be more, or you write it, where are the bullet points that are what are important to know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we talked about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
Us talking about his childhood, for the most part, would be he was abused. Maybe we would go into like any specific details like, oh, well, he wanted to kill these women because they looked like his mother. I don't think that was Jeffrey Dahmer. Dahmer killed a lot of gay guys.
Yes.
But, Chilluminati did a 3-parter on Jeffrey Dahmer, I believe.
I thought they did a 4-parter on Dahmer.
3 or 4-parter, but they had many episodes about Dahmer. And the first one, they went into his childhood and about how, you know, all the things that happened there.
Yep.
And that was really great. That is great to really encompass the mind. So that when he's starting to eat people's faces because he wants to have the throne room from Return of the fucking Jedi. But... And that is a way to do true crime. But how we do true crime... And again, this does technically build to the point that I mean is that true crime can be anything. When we go in, you know, like Aaron Hernandez, we just finished recording.
Yes.
So this will probably be the episode right after that anyways. We just did that. You, instead of going into all the CTE stuff and all of his previous crimes and whatnot, you go, here's the case, let's talk about it. And then afterwards, we then get into a discussion about it.
Yeah.
Because fundamentally, we do split it in. Here's a quick story recap. Now let's talk about the story. Essentially, if we were doing this as a book club,
yes,
that would be it. Here's the chapter. Now let's discuss it. And I like that because it gives... Now, I've had Allison actually brought up that it doesn't help a lot with understanding. But we're not trying to make the cohesive guide. You know, once you hear us, we want you to be able to go, wow, that actually seemed kind of interesting. You know, Dorothea Puentes.
Yep.
Puentes? Puente, okay. You know, one of our earliest ones. We went into it, did a really good talk, you know what I mean? And did we go over everything she did?
No.
Maybe. If I remember rightly, she was actually, for as prolific as she was very cut and dry.
She was really cut and dry.
But that's another thing about true crime, is look at all of the ones we've done. The Red Ripper we had to do as a two-parter because there was so much there. Even with us,
53.
Even with us turning around and going, okay, with you summarizing, we still had to go with two things, and we really didn't do any discussion until the second part. Mm-hmm. And even for overkilling.
Yep.
We tried doing that, and it's like it's doable. You can hear us be air quote professionals. I still think that we might do. We only have 3 of them.
2 because we never finished Herbie.
Oh my god, that's because every time we tried starting Herbie, something would fucking happen.
I know. We had a tornado.
That was the 4th thing that happened.
I know. We blew. First we blew my audio drive. Then what was it? It didn't save.
It didn't save. We got through like half of it.
And it didn't save.
3rd time the audio was borked.
Yep.
Remember it was doing the robotic, the dude talk.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to listen to, trying to see if I could use that. Found out that if the audio driver is going, it will go through the recording too. Anyways.
So there's many different ways to talk about true crime. In fact, we just downloaded a game. This is the Zodiac speaking, which I really haven't gotten to play yet. So I don't know how true crimes it is. But it does say play through the story of, the murders of the Zodiac. You're not playing as the Zodiac. You're playing as someone hunting the Zodiac.
Right.
So it really is a matter of... True crime can be whatever it is, however you want it to be. You can be talkative and informative. Here's all the layers of the case. Here's everything. Here's maybe some little bit of commentary like the bubble gum on the fucking shell casing that got Aaron Hernandez's DNA, which I'm really hoping that by the time this comes out, people are saying, oh, this is the logical, serious way that used bubblegum got onto that used shell casing. But that's neither here nor there. So, but that's where it is. The respectability, I think, we have so many people who do true crimes now. It's like first talk shows came back, you know, but true crimes is still, I think, the number one or number two now, because a lot of people do talking head podcasts now because they're so easy to do.
Yeah.
Same thing with, true crimes. Well, a little bit, but a lot more true crimes have won awards, so a lot more people want to talk about true crimes, what have you. So I think breaking it down the way we do, where here's the bullet points, and let's actually talk about it not as the expert witness, but as Mona Lisa Vito.
Oh. Well, she was an expert witness. She was volunteered and everything.
But where it is a matter of, we don't go in going, we're going to solve it.
No.
We go in going, here's what the public knows. And here's what you can extrapolate from that. Or even, not even extrapolate. Here's, we've talked about, we've both been a cab and give cops a break. Because sometimes...
Yeah, but we don't give lawyers a break. We do not give the lawyers a break.
I will never give middle management a fucking break, okay?
Middle management.
That's what a lawyer is. Lawyer is middle management when it comes to the government system we have in place.
Huh. I never thought of it that way. Anyways, what else you got?
I gotta pee.
Okay then. Let's end this.
Long story short, true crime is whatever you want it to be. And if you like true crime, there are tons of phenomenal people, we've quoted here even, who also talk about it in different ways than we do. And if you enjoy it, it's not a problem to enjoy it. It's everyone's comfort thing. It's a fucking joke right now how all loving women just want to cuddle up and listen to fucking horror, true crime. It's comfort.
My wife falls asleep to the show called Creepy.
Is it creepy?
Yes, when you start waking up in the middle of the night and the words start forming in your brain. Yeah, I woke up screaming. I really thought there was somebody in the bedroom. I really thought somebody was in the doorway. It was not pretty.
So what I'm hearing is that while true crimes is a very good, wholesome thing to think about, you should also remember that what you intake into your body, be it food or be it whatever media you're internalizing, it will change your perspective on the world, for better or worse. I think that's a phenomenal thing to end on.
I think so too.
I'm AJ Carey.
I'm Sam Rossi. Later, y'all.
Killing 15 Minutes is hosted by Arthur Carey, with scripts written and researched by Sam Rossi. If you like this episode or want to stay updated on this series, consider following Killing 15 Minutes on Patreon or Retrostatic Radio on all major social media platforms. Good night and God bless.
You're watching Retrostatic Radio.
Wheel of Random is turn, turn, turn. Tell us the 15 minutes we shall learn.
I'm Sam Rossi, writer and co-host of Randomly 15 Minutes, where the Wheel of Randomness gives me the topic and I write about it.
I'm Megan Klodnicki, and I'm the host of Randomly 15 Minutes. I cold read what Sam writes and learn in real time about a random topic.
You can find us on all major podcast platforms and YouTube.
Follow us on Facebook at Randomly 15 Minutes to get more random facts.